Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report, and I'm here today with the three founders of Toggle Travel. First of all, we're going to find out what Toggle Travel is, but the reason that we're interviewing them is they just won the ASTA Entrepreneur of the Year Award at the ASTA Travel Advisor Conference, literally in May. And we wanted to find out about why they won and also find out about their product and also their background. So you're going to hear all about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, I want to tell everybody who's who. First, we have Matthew Wade. Just raise your hand, Matthew. And there we have, after that, we have Gabriel Francois Gatete.
Hey, good to say.
Okay,
Yeah,
I almost got it right. There was good. Gatete. There you are. And last but not least, we have Hussein Bakswala. So anyway, you just did win the Entrepreneur of the Year award. First of all, what's Toggle Travel and how does it work in brief? I'm going to give each of you a chance to describe it, but let's start with you, Matt.
Yeah, so Toggle Travel is a business intelligence tool for agencies and advisors. We basically sit on top of your CRM and back offices, pull in data to kind of put data back into the agency's fingertips to be able to make better business decisions and grow your commission and yield. Um, Essentially, kind of what we saw is that for these agencies have decades and decades of data and are always told to save your data, is so valuable, store your data,
Right.
but never really have an opportunity or a platform to actually have insights on the data and actually use that data to actually learn from it and actually use that data to grow their business overall. So that's where Toggle comes in. We take those decades and decades of data and are able to turn into nice insights that you can grow your business with.
Fantastic. Who's saying anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would say we started out very recently, actually. We just launched in November of 2025. Excuse me. And we've just been really, really happy to see how much agencies are loving the idea, like Matt was saying, that you can finally now take the everything you've been told for all these years and actually see the results of it. So by keeping your booking dates clean, by keeping your supplier data clean, you can actually get those results and actually be able to learn stuff about your business that you've never been able to do before.
Fantastic. And Gabe, you give you a last chance, although I'll ask you first the next question. So
yeah, no problem. I just say, talking with travel agencies, we just sort of, as technology has advanced so much during this time with AI and all these other things that have came out, we've just been so excited to be able to build. And as we were looking at the different reporting tools and analytics tools that agencies had right now, we were very surprised. A lot of agencies were still making their own spreadsheets just to be able to share with their advisors what their numbers were.
right.
Reporting systems that people were using were very outdated. So we knew that there was a place for us to build and to help out agencies to take these decades of trip history and decades of data, like Matt was saying, and actually make it actionable.
Fantastic. Now, I want to talk to each of you about your backgrounds. Gabe, let's start with you. You're all from University of Michigan, although you're not living all there at the moment. But Gabe, talk a little bit about your background and how you got into this.
Yeah, so I came to the University of Michigan, wanting to major in something with computers. My dad was doing computer science as well all my life, so I got to see a little insight with him. And yeah, so I walked into the University of Michigan. First person I actually saw was Matt. He was my randomly assigned roommate.
Oh, one of those. Oh my God. Those
Yeah.
can be good or bad, you know.
Yep, I was one of the few lucky ones. I heard a lot of the horror stories, but thankfully I didn't have to deal with any of that. Never actually thought that I was gonna get into entrepreneurship, but through Matt and Hussein, I actually decided to take a chance and join a startup. And we ended up in the travel industry and haven't left for the past almost probably 3 years now. So
Fantastic.
back in sophomore year of college. So.
Oh wow! So you're but now you're graduated now. Hussein, what's your story? How did you end up there?
Yeah, so I always had a love for travel. I used to be really, I still am a little bit, into credit card points and miles. So all throughout high school, I would kind of really take advantage of the whole points and miles world. I was able to travel to, I think almost 20 countries before I was 18, which was completely changed my life. And I knew like there was something I wanted to do forever in travel, just based on all those experiences. And then when I met Matt and Gabe my sophomore year, we started working on something in like the credit card world, and then eventually we ended up going to a couple conferences, and that just morphed into us getting into the whole travel agency and advisor world.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Matt, aside from having to have this guy Gabe with your roommate, how did you get into the whole University of Michigan and then get into computer science and to focus on travel?
Yeah, so honestly, I took my first computer science class in high school just because I heard it was like an easy AP credit, and then
Okay.
I actually enjoyed it. So that was like, okay, you know what, this is gonna be my major. I went to the University of Michigan. Obviously, being from Florida, it was like my first time seeing snow. It was my first winter, so that was fun and exciting. But it was just a lot new, and it just put me in the mindset to just try a lot new things and just to, be open to a lot. So when I met Hussein my sophomore year, it was just okay, why not? Like I just said yes to like every single opportunity that kind of came my way and just explored it. And it was really through Hussein just seeing the power of travel and what travel can do for people and families and that experience that it gives people. I just kind of fell in love with the industry, and obviously as time went on and as I, worked in it more and more, I just fell more in love with it. I'm just excited to kind of be here.
Well, you are in a great industry, believe me, although a lot of people in college probably doesn't know. Well, in specific, I'll go to Hussein now and saying, why did you focus on travel advisors, on travel agencies? Uh, you know, I think there's still a reputation out there that do travel agencies still exist and do travel advisors still exist? I've been doing this for 35 years, covering them. There are many trades covering them, and there are about 100, we have 125, 150,000 travel advisors on our rosters, so I guess they exist. But why did you decide to focus on travel?
Yeah, so this kind of goes into the backstory of how we got started with Toggle. Um, we originally, like I said, we were doing something in like the credit card points and miles world. And up until that point, really the only thing that I even knew about travel advisors is that you could get a virtuoso rate if you book through a travel advisor.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll get
At
you
least you knew
your
that. I tell you, that's not a lot of people don't know that one. Yeah.
that'll get you your $100 credit, your free breakfast, your upgrade. That's really all I knew. Um, we ended up going to a conference where we thought we were going to meet a bunch of travelers,
Oh,
and instead we ended up meeting a bunch of travel advisors. And this all happened in April of 2023, which is when the whole American NDC thing was happening.
right.
So there
I
was
remember
just
that.
a lot of confusion, chaos, a lot of change in the industry all happening at the same time. And we started to have these conversations that eventually led to just learning about how complicated the entire advisor tech stack is. So looking at all the different booking tools they use, the CRMs, the itinerary builders, and we just realized that there was such a huge opportunity with just how ultra personalized the travel advisor businesses, the technology that they have doesn't serve that, right?
Okay.
Like it's so hard to be able to get all the information, know everything that you need, and track all of that for the kind of service that you're providing as a travel advisor. So we really thought that we could come in and help and try to find some ways to make that experience a lot better and help advisors, serve their clients and sell more travel.
Well, apparently you've been recognized for that now. Now, Gabe, same kind of question is why travel? Did you even know travel advisors existed when you were getting into college?
I think I had maybe heard the term once. I had little to, honestly, if I'm being honest, I had no experience, no knowledge of what travel advisors are. Off the name, I could give you a pretty good guess, but I had no experience at all. And really, it was that expo that Hussein was telling you about that really opened my eyes to that world.
Right.
And just the, numerous conversations we had with travel advisors, travel agency owners alike, that really opened my eyes to the business that they run. And since learning about it, we really haven't left since. Yeah.
No, that's great, and you probably never will leave. At least I hope not. Most people get in the travel business, they stick in some way. There's no question about it, including me. I used to cover lawyers as a trade, so
Wow.
this has been an upgrade. Uh, Matt, same question as did you know anything about travel advisors when you got there, or did you just why did you decide with Hussein and Gabe to really focus on them
Yeah.
for this
Yeah,
product?
honestly, same as Gabe. I honestly knew nothing of job advisors. Like, yeah, basically nothing. But just really talking to them and really learning about the industry. Kind of like I said, like at the time I felt like we were still young and overall our goal was just to learn as much as we can and say yes to any opportunity that came our way. So we're learning and just curious about trial advisors, and we just learned so much so quickly, and it's really a huge thanks to all the agencies and advisors that took the time to teach us and show us everything and show us the GDS and show us Sabre and really show us the entire industry, where it was like, wow, this is like so huge. This is something we like had no idea about. And there's obviously a lot that we can do. So we just kind of went right in, and we've been in ever since.
Well, it's amazing. You've entered the travel technology business at a time where there's been a revolution, I think.
Yeah.
That you had the well, in the old days there were almost five GDSs, and now they're down to three, I think. And then there were all different CRM tools, or one that really everybody used. Client base was a big one. There were a few others, but now there's been a revolution in that kind of bit. It's amazing how it has changed, and you are here now changing it again. So let's talk a little bit about what Toggle actually provides. And I'm going to go, give me one thing, and then each of you can add to that. Um, uh, Gabe, what does Toggle provide? What is the one thing that you really want to focus on?
Yeah, sure. I want to give like a quick little bit of background. I want to say there's a little bit of a gap in our story where we went to that expo in 2023 and then we started Toggle in 2025. So we tried out a bunch of different things. We didn't just land on this, and I think that really helped our journey a lot in giving us a
Okay.
little experience and a little knowledge behind what travel advisors really were and what their struggles were. And we honestly started this out as like a favor to an agency. They were looking to have a more updated reporting tool and analytics tool, and we felt that we could provide it for them. So that's sort of how we got into it. But
Was it a specific travel agency that you were doing this for, or just in general?
yeah, we started with an agency called Largay.
Oh, I know Largay very well. Yeah. Okay.
They were the first person to give us our start. We made it for them, and they were just like, "Wow, this is like amazing how quickly we were able to give us a reporting tool that was so easy to use and allows us to see, our like allows us to have visibility into our numbers very simply, but also with different filters and different, ways to look at the numbers, isolating it down from advisor to advisor very quickly. And they were like, we need to let other agencies know because this is gonna be a big deal.
Well,
And
starting out with Largay is not a bad place to start. I know both Scott and his dad, Paul, who are wonderful folks. It's a crazy kind of agency, but they're very good at travel agency, and they know what they're doing. So you got a good place to start there. Matt, tell me a little bit about another function of Toggle that you think is the most important, that what you do.
Yeah, so one thing that we've been doing that is actually pretty exciting is projecting out commissions for a year.
Okay.
So we'll actually look and break down the entire cash flow. So looking at finalize what has actually came in and has been reconciled to the advisor. We look at your interim as well, where that supplier has paid out the agency, but the agency has yet to pay out the advisor. So advisors love that report because that shows like how much they're going to get paid very soon and what's coming in very soon. We also see like open commission, what has been traveled and the supplier owes the agency, and then also any like prospect pending commission that an advisor might have booked, but the traveler hasn't traveled on the trip yet, and when that is set to kind of come in by the supplier payable date. So I think that's really huge for being able to, because obviously as advisors and agencies, it's a business where you book today, but might not see the revenue come in for 6 months, maybe even a year, maybe even 2 years, depending on how far out you're booking.
Yeah, that's
So
one of the challenges of a travel agency is that your income's going to be coming in a lot later than you might think, and it's
right,
always staged. You're always getting income, but it could be income from a trip you sold a year or two before. So
exactly,
it's very
exactly.
challenging.
Exactly. So being able to project out how much you're going to make this year, but also being able to see any upcoming downturns, because like you said, maybe we're not booking as much right now, but we're not feeling that impact because a lot of the revenue we're getting in and a lot of the money we're making is from trips we booked in the past. So being able to see, hey, there's a potential downturn and that might affect the money that we're making next year, and being able to say, hey, we need to be booking more. We booked a lot more last year on this time. That's kind of our activity by booking date report. Being able to see that as well has been huge for advisors to be able to predict how much they're going to make this year and much they're producing for coming years as well.
Great. And Hussein, I'll close this question out for you is what's one of the things that Toggle Travel does that you think is the most important for travel advisors and travel agencies?
Yeah, I am really excited about a feature that we have that's called advisor benchmarking. The idea with advisor benchmarking is that we see a lot of collaboration in the industry, right?
Yep.
And what we wanted to do was basically create a way where you can learn from your peers and understand how you're doing, how your business is doing relative to them. So essentially, what we do is that we anonymize all of your data, we strip out any personalized information, and we basically graph and put on a graph the advisors that are performing 10 steps above you in revenue and 10
Right.
steps below you. And we can look on a holistic level, or excuse me, we can look by travel category to see, hey, what is this advisor doing that does very similar revenue numbers to me, but their yield on cruises is 3% higher? What are
Wow.
they booking that I might not be knowing about? Or when it comes to a tour, maybe there's some tour company that's giving a 14% yield on inclusive trips, right?
Sure.
I haven't even heard of them, but now I can see anonymized and learn about these different suppliers, learn about different strategies that I can use in my business in order to make more money and grow the entire industry as a whole.
And
Fantastic.
and
Yeah.
actually following up on what he's saying as well, that's interagency and also cross-agency as well. So
Right.
a big thing about Toggle is that we work with all different CRMs and back offices. So now agencies can actually work together and actually even share data if that's what they would like to do
Right.
between somebody that is on a client-based trans versus somebody that's also on trace. Now they're not like separated by the systems, but Toggle actually brings it together as one source of truth between multiple different agencies off of many different CRMs and back offices.
Wow, that's a lot of good stuff that for travel agencies to know. And you're right. Both of you are right that agencies tend not to be as competitive as you would think. They work a lot together, and they often book their air in one place. And
Right.
this is all these different things that you have now seen a little of it, now having been to some of the conferences. But they're really the co-opetition is alive and well in the industry. Now, let's talk a little bit about you. All your app, your Toggle Travel does integrate into the existing CRM systems. Is this a tool that really it's not a tool that replaces CRMs, is it? I'll ask you, Gabe, first of all. No.
Yeah, so no, we are not a tool that replaces CRMs. We actually just integrate with them
Right.
to show you your data on a more advanced and like higher level. We started off. We actually tried to start a CRM a while back when we first heard about travel advisors and how they were going to multiple different places and using some more outdated tools. But we decided to settle on just doing reporting and analytics just because, for one, we felt that what we specialized in was making these very, beautiful dashboards that was very interactive for people to see their numbers and for people to understand different insights on them. But also, it makes the switching costs for an agency little to zero because they're not going to lose that data. Their data isn't going to be, touched in any way. There's no learning a whole new system, but then also getting reporting on top of it. Their advisors can continue to work how they normally worked. Their agency back office can continue to work how they usually
Right.
worked. They just now have a lot more interactive data tool to uh, look at all of their numbers and look at all of their insights as well.
And indeed, there are a lot of new companies who that have emerged only in almost in the last 5 years. I'm thinking of companies like Travefy and Turn and all these other ones that are coming in. I mean, back I'm so old that I still remember the big GDSs, and then they all used client base or they only used whatever was provided, and then that has completely changed in the last 5 to 10 years. So you now have to adapt to a lot of different systems, and it's really amazing. In fact, I think I'm having an interview with Turn in the next week sometime because they're coming out with lots of stuff. But anything to add to that, Hussein, in terms of how the app integrates with existing systems?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing is that we really want to sit on top, and that gives us a unique advantage. Like Matt was saying, I think it's really, really unique the fact that it really doesn't matter how old or how new um, your technology is under the hood. Everybody can get that incredible reporting experience. Another really interesting thing with that is, let's say you're migrating from a system, right? You're migrating from one legacy system to a newer technology, whatever that technology might be. Toggle is the one interface that stays consistent because
Right.
we built a lot of really amazing engineering and technology under the hood to normalize and make sure that no matter what interface you're using, no matter what CRM system you're using, you're getting all the same reports and data and functionality. So when you're migrating, there's already so much anxiety, so much training that has to be done to learn how to use a new system. And toggle is that one thing that stays consistent. So you
Okay.
always know where to find your top level numbers, and you always know that that interface is going to be.
Yeah, I also wanted to add that we also are able to sit on top of different proprietary systems as well. So if an agency, so we see a lot of large agencies have their own proprietary CRM, or even some small agencies have their own proprietary CRM, or even some build off of Salesforce or things like that. We're actually also to have an integration into Toggle as well through that, which makes it truly a platform for anybody and everybody.
Okay, I'm going to ask each of you the question because you have been called kind of a game changer for travel agencies it's pretty quickly. Why do you think that is? Why are you a game changer? Gabe, I'll start with you.
Yeah, that's amazing. I haven't heard the term yet, but that's amazing. I think we're a game changer just because we're young in this industry and we are really looking to grow in this specific area that hasn't really been touched. I feel like the focus that we've been seeing at least has been a lot on the CRM side and building out a tool that sort of encompasses everything. And what we really want to do is focus on giving people the numbers and the insights with these different AI tools that are coming out. We want to give people the insights that will allow them to truly grow their agency, and just get a better feel on what their numbers are. I wanted to note there is like one feature that's really big that I wanted to talk about really quickly, and that's our quality control. A lot of these agencies have been doing this for a very long time, but haven't had the reports that actually show them when there's different mistakes in their data. It's a very daunting feature for people to see at first. They'll see thousands or maybe even tens of thousands of issues on the first load of our app, but they're able to quickly resolve those issues and make sure that the numbers that they're showing their advisors, the numbers that they're sharing around their agencies and reports are as accurate as possible.
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
ever growing product, and I think that's what's going to make us a game changer.
And Matt, same question. Why do you think you're being called a game changer?
Yeah, that's really exciting that we are being called that. But I think the biggest thing is that how fast we've been able to kind of go to market.
Right.
It's been only about 6 or 7 months since we launched, and that speed of being able to kind of have that full suite of reports and reports and features that we have been able to build so quickly has just been such a game changer for agencies and being able to also a big thing that I want to add is the fact that we're able to make it easier for agencies to kind of motivate their advisors as well and
Right.
kind of
That's good.
give them data and goals to be kind of take that as business owners and really drive more commissions. So something that we've been doing is a lot of goal setting where agency owners can set we want 70% on service fees attachment rates, or we want to hit $1 million in sales by the end of the year.
Right.
And through Toggle, these advisors are actually able to see these goals live on their charts and actually work towards their goals, and actually see the best ways to kind of make to reach that commission tier, reach those service fee attachment rates, reach that insurance attachment rate to be able to bring in more yield for themselves and the entire agency.
Fantastic. And I'll let Hussein you close it out. If you're a game changer, why is that?
Yeah, I really think one of the biggest reasons is because we are a very small team and we're the same team that builds the product, the same team that's flying out to conferences, and the same team that's working on support and answering user questions and all these different things. So when somebody requests a feature, somebody notices a bug, you're talking to the people that are actually going to fix it, get back to you. And it just creates this really tight loop where we're able to iterate, like Matt said, iterate and build very, very quickly. And that's something that sometimes can get lost in a much bigger company, um, where we really just are always talking to our users and always understanding what is the most impactful thing that we can build as quickly as possible. So that has been really, really cool. And that's really the main reason why we've been able to build this entire platform and everything that comes with it in such a short amount of time.
Okay. Here's one key question, and I'll you decide who will answer this, or you can all answer it and give me different answers. What does it cost? How do travel agencies use this and pay for it? And how do you get compensated? Who wants to take it?
Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're
Um,
good. Give you that one.
Yeah, so it costs $89 per month per user for all the
Okay.
back office and admin users because they can see all the agency's data, and then $49 per month per user for the advisor users that only can see their data.
Okay.
Um, what we're actually doing right now is a special offer since we won the ASTA Entrepreneur of the Year award, where that will be $35 per month per user for all users, whether they
Oh.
are back office and advisor. So that's a special deal that we're doing. And we're also offering $100 a month trial,
Oh, okay.
which allows all users to kind of go in, see Toggle. We offer 2 webinars for your back office and advisors to teach them how to use Toggle and everything like that. So that's just a limited time offer since we won the ASTA Entrepreneur of the Year award, just to support agencies and advisors.
Fantastic. Gabe, you don't want to give me a better price, right? No, yeah, it's a pretty good price actually. But I think you're doing okay with that one. That's cool. Now, last question, and I don't know who wants to answer. Where can our travel advisors go and our travel agency owners go to learn more about Toggle and also probably start to use the product?
Yeah, so they can go to our landing page. It's toggletravel.com. They can pretty much view all information about us, and we're constantly updating it to match what we have inside of Toggle. But they can also, reach us by email as well. Gabe at toggletravel.com, Matt at toggletravel.com, and Hussein at toggletravel.com.
Fantastic.
Simplest way would be to just book a demo through the landing page. They can fill out a small form, tell us a little bit of information about their agency and what they're actually trying to focus on, so that once we get into our meeting, we can quickly answer all of their questions and show them how Toggle can truly be a benefit to them.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time. I know you're all in different locations, and it's a virtual company. I'm very familiar with that. We are all working from home and working on well, I'm working from the road most of the time. I don't know about you, but I'm on the road 200 days a year. So it's a different kind of type of company then. But again, thank you, Hussein. Thank you, Gabe, and thank you, Matt, for telling us a little bit about Toggle Travel. And once again, congratulations on winning the ASTA Entrepreneur of the Year award. And I was there. I saw you up on the stage, and it was a great thing. So again, this is a brand new, pretty brand new product. So it's definitely a product that I think you got everyone out there should consider, and it's got some good endorsements. I know Largay very well, and if they're working with them, these guys are solid, and it's a new technology that you should consider. Again, thanks, guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report.